Estamos en vivo y pues, en este momento estamos compartiendo, viendo a nuestro querido amigo Kevin. Si no conocen,
Give me
te lo
one
recomiendo.
second, then we're
Meet
gonna go through
Kevin.
some of these Chinese
No
updates.
siempre tiene todos los mejores posts, porque a veces se pone un poquito negativo y muchas cosas, pero ahorita está haciendo un video de cerrando el mercado, habló de las acciones de Tesla y con esas acciones de Tesla
Okay.
hoy se nos hicieron, logramos el
All right, that's
casi
fine.
100%
All right.
en 3 horas
So
y tuvimos hoy un día de $1000. Así que bueno, ahí estamos. Pero ya sabe que nosotros cerramos y
Donald Trump
subimos
in the
el mercado
presser
con
just gave us a little bit
Garrett
of a hint
Holloway.
of what's going on with
Vamos
the
a
Chinese
compartir
trade
ahora Garrett
negotiations.
Holloway.
They
Vamos a
began today
buscarlo.
at around 1
Vamos a
p.m.
buscar
London
aquí
time, so kind of
Verify
later in the day
Investing.
for
A ver
you know
si
your
ya comenzaron su transmisión en vivo. Y Verify Investing 9:12:55 viene. Entonces, mientras llega este en vivo, nosotros vamos a ver el mercado. Vamos a ver, mira, el mercado ya saben, viene de verde con la apertura, viene después de caer, rebotó. Yo creo que el resto de la semana va a seguir siendo un call, así que yo voy a hacer una estrategia cumpliendo con las normas de los objetivos, ¿no? Ya tenemos un día de ganancia hoy, lunes, fantástico, comenzar la semana así. Acuérdense que esta mañana, aparte de comentarles de Tesla, también estábamos viendo cómo reaccionaba hoy el mercado con Robinhood y con Alphabet. Alphabet ya lo hicimos hoy. ¿Se acuerdan que lo hablamos esta mañana? Se nos hizo, en la transmisión en vivo se nos hizo Alphabet. Así que ahorita vamos a ver, tenemos call de Tesla, tenemos Netflix, al final, mira, Netflix está cayendo. Dijimos, tenemos la notica ahí. Si Netflix es un hanger, al final del día, después que rompe abajo, Netflix pareciera.
Hello, everybody. My name is Drew Dosick, and welcome to Trading the Close. Today, we had a little bit of a slow start and slow-moving day in the markets. Not too much was happening in the general S&P 500, but the main story of the day today was the SMH. SMH now is trading up to where it was in February before we had the huge sell-off. So it's reaching trading levels where the S&P 500 was reaching all-time highs, and the S&P and the Qs are not up there yet. So let's jump into the data and check out what happened today. So as you see here on the main market summary page, we've got the Dow Jones up 0.05%, NASDAQ up 0.38%, S&P 500 up 0.12%, US oil is now up 0.85%. We'll check that chart out. Big change in that chart. In gold, we have a day where we moved up about 0.5%, and that's still just struggling to bust out above the parallel. Bitcoin has a big push up today, up $2,700, up 2.61%. Nice move on that cryptocurrency. All right, so into the heat map we go, and you see here that we've got a big red and green screen. Tesla now up 4.32%. Big move there on Tesla. Oracle up 1.95%. Palantir up 3.34%. Apple and NVIDIA basically about flat. Apple down about 1%. NVIDIA up 0.62%, canceling each other out. AVGO pulling back, which does make sense as that was near all-time highs. And Microsoft and Google right there, both in the green. Meta slightly down. All right, so let's jump into the SPX. So you can see here on the SPX, we are now eclipsing the area in this trend line that was created when we did have our bull trap here in February. So this is significant. Are we going to push up just a little bit higher and then start curling over, much like we did over here? I'm going to be watching this like a hawk to see what price action provides for us in the near future. If we do start breaking down from this trend line area, the support is going to be at 58.21 on the charts. Into the Qs. The Qs here continue to just steadily push a little bit higher. Next major resistance for the Qs is going to be at $540.81. Now into the real story of the day for me. Look at the SMH, all right? So just notice here, right here was where the S&P and the Qs were making all new,
Escuchando a lo
brand
mejor es
new
uno
highs.
aprende. Eso lo
So we were
aprende
making
muchísimo.
all-time
Pero
highs right here on the
uno
Qs.
estudiándolo, como
In the
te digo ahora,
SMH
mucho
was
mejor.
not. As you can
Y
see back
uno
here, the SMH all-time high
practicándolo,
was back over
ejerciendo,
here around
tomando acción activa.
$283.
Entonces,
And
como le
so what
comenté,
that did
ya
is that,
se
and guys,
hizo,
try to
ya
understand the
esta mañana, hace
semis
como un par de
lead the
horas,
way.
se
So
cumplió
when
la
the
estrategia
semis
Tesla
weren't
del
making
Paul.
new all-time
Logramos
highs
un día de
in
$1000
February when the
feliz,
Qs and the
gracias, Dios mío,
spiders
Dios
were,
mío,
it was
gracias.
telling us
Siempre
the
gloria a
markets were
Dios
likely going to be
que
going
nos ha dado esta
lower.
bendición.
So now we
Que pudimos
have an
aprender con
inverse
Alejandro Cardona. Mira,
situation
justamente
here
qué noticia
where
te tengo hoy
price
del
action on the
certificado
SMH
cuando
has
agarré el curso
reached the
con
point
Alejandro Cardona.
where the Qs and the
Y
spiders
después uno
were
tiene
at
que
all-time
cerciorarse
highs,
y
yet
ver
the Qs and the
con
spiders are
información
not
con el
at
resto de la
all-time
gente que
highs.
sabe lo
So
que
what this
está
does
haciendo.
is it tells me the markets still have some room to run. Even though this
Markets
run has
have room
been
to run.
fantastic and incredible, we still have got some gas left in the tank. So back into the
Ya
SMH,
tenemos
where is
nuestra
this going to
bendición de
stop? And you can see
Tesla
here, we
para
tagged
mañana.
resistance today. So we're going to go ahead and take
cerrando
that
la última
off.
vela.
So right now, the next major area of resistance is going to be this pivot high and
Esto
really
se va a
followed by
convertir
this
en
inclining
un
parallel channel.
bullish
Now,
flag.
if we start
Mañana va a ir
pushing
un
up
poquito
on
arriba
this,
y después se va a
up to
regresar.
this inclining parallel
Mañana
channel,
ya no hay
we're going to be talking
extensión.
about new
Ya este
highs
call de
on the
Tesla ya
SMH.
se
So
deja
it
de
is a
descansar
possibility.
porque se
Will
está
we
construyendo
sweep those
un
highs on the
bullish
SMH like
flag.
we did here on the
Yo lo voy a hablar,
S&P
pero te lo voy a mostrar
500?
yo ahora.
We'll come to see that in the future.
Mire,
But all in
share,
all,
share
amazing.
Mira, si usted ve aquí, esto es un bull flag en hora, pero estamos regresando al trend donde debería estar la acción. 308 el precio, la mayoría de la gente estima que vaya a 320, 330. Están siguiendo. Entonces ahora fíjense, si ven aquí, en esa vela verde, lo cambiamos a día y podemos ver que tenemos hoy un pole bullish y ahora aquí se va a formar por 2-3 días la banderita. Mañana amanece un poquito arriba, Dios mediante, y después se va a quedar ahí en el trend, alrededor de este límite. Ya hicimos la inversión, ahora mañana esperar que se haga efectivo. Vamos a volver ahora a Drew.
Down here to this trend line would be a buying opportunity for the IWM now that it has confirmed above this line. Now into Bitcoin. So a lot of stuff going on here in Bitcoin. You can see here, I've got my mouse highlighted at the support level of 102. 102 was tagged. So that area I'm going to go ahead and take off. We already had that beautiful support provide this bounce that you're seeing right here displayed on the charts. But what happened over the last couple of weeks? We had price action move up, create a left shoulder, then a head, and then a right shoulder. Right here on this trend line, right here inclining, is actually the neckline of a head and shoulders pattern. You see when price action broke below, it didn't confirm. This is right here, plain view sight on Bitcoin, the value of the confirmation signal. We broke beneath, we didn't confirm. And so now price is just moving right back up on the charts of Bitcoin. So back into Bitcoin, you see this move up, even though it was somewhat short for now, it is very bullish and a lot of buying pressure in Bitcoin because look at this declining trend line connected from pivot high to the next pivot. We're trading right through price on Bitcoin today. And if I zoom into the 10-minute chart, you can see we stuttered around that area just for a little bit, about an hour or so. And then we continued pushing higher. The resiliency on Bitcoin is truly astonishing because that area, as that trend line, as you see, also was just above the 50% area of this parallel where price stalled out as well. When it broke up here, got rejected, it caught support on this 50% area of the parallel and then proceeded to move higher. There's so much information contained right here in this chart with the trend lines, with this neckline that now has been broken, and then also this 50% area and breaking through that trend line. Truly for Bitcoin over the last few trading days. Into gold. Now, gold, you see here, we did break out, but we haven't confirmed out of this breakout of the parallel channel. So with this parallel channel, we did come down and we did catch support right here, but all the while, we still haven't confirmed above. So that tells me the probability show, even though with this bullish consolidation, probabilities still dictate we should start trading back down within this parallel channel. We'll see if that comes to be the case tomorrow on the chart for gold. Into silver, what a rip higher on silver today, guys. I've been talking about this for quite a while now with this inverse head and shoulders pattern. This target doesn't seem that far-fetched anymore of $38.97. All the while, this big extended move needs to hang out and chill for a little bit so it can consolidate, gain more momentum before moving up higher there to the $39 level, completing the measured move on silver. So watch for any pullbacks, maybe even down here to $35 as a buying opportunity for silver to move up there to $38.97. In the U.S. oil also, we didn't have trading close on Friday, but you see here Friday's candle close above these pivots and also confirming a move back into this declining trend line that we see highlighted right here on the screen. Now, also you can see, and I know it doesn't technically qualify because this candle is lower than the head, but the neckline for this inverse head and shoulders pattern has already been breached and is now triggered and moving higher on the charts. Next stop for oil is going to be up here, $68.69. Granted, it can get through this consolidation and pivot zone right here because we're right now into resistance. We'll see if we start consolidating over the next couple of days, but then ultimately the major target there is right here displayed at $68.69. And in nat gas is a bipolar chart. It is up and down.
Bueno, así despedimos el lunes, el segundo día de los live, abriendo y cerrando el mercado, exitosos los 2 días, tuvimos trades confirmados y exitosos, ya tenemos la cuenta al 50% del gol, 5,000 para Rolex y lo vamos a disfrutar y celebrar con ustedes en vivo. Y mañana a la apertura del mercado 6:20, 6:25. Bye bye.